war is widely and rightly regarded as hell. Almost always unnecessary, brutal, and degrading to all of humanity, war is also the ultimate proving ground of human character. It is only in the face of death and destruction that an individual's philosophical convictions can be truly tested. Only with such extreme consequences and high stakes at risk can the will really triumph. Freemasonry prepares its initiates for conflict. Though most Masons will never see a battlefield, Freemasonry itself presents its members with the tools necessary to fight the battles that inevitably arise in every human life. One such Masonic warrior, both philosophically and in his worldly life, was General Douglas MacArthur. Dubbed the American Shogun by his enemies, Douglas MacArthur was born in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1880 and raised in West Texas. Valedictorian of the West Texas Military Academy and member of a well-established military family, MacArthur was destined for the battlefield from an early age. MacArthur served in the United States Army for several decades before retiring. While stationed in the Philippines, MacArthur was made a Mason at sight by the Grand Master of the Philippines, an incredibly high honor reserved for exceptional cases. He was raised to the sublime degree of a Master Mason on the 14th of January 1936 and had received the 32nd degree of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite by March the 28th of that same year. Despite his numerous duties, MacArthur managed to maintain an active Masonic career. MacArthur's military career, however, did not end with his retirement, as he was recalled to service when the United States was threatened by Japanese forces in the latter half of the Second World War. MacArthur was tasked with retaking the Philippine Islands, a nation he had come to love over his many years of service there, and confronting the Japanese forces in the Pacific Theatre. He was eventually successful and was an essential part of the Allied victory. Upon the North Korean invasion of South Korea, he was designated Commander, United Nations Command in the Far East in July 1950. MacArthur was relieved of his command by President Truman in April 1951 for insubordination and disobedience. This was the cause of significant controversy, not only politically and socially, but also within the craft. At the time of MacArthur's removal, President Harry S. Truman was also a past Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Missouri. Before dismissing MacArthur, President Truman consulted with his advisors, which included Generals George C. Marshall, who was Secretary of Defense at the time, and Omar N. Bradley, who was Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. In December of 1941, George Marshall had been made a Mason at sight by the Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of the District of Columbia. Omar Bradley had been raised in West Point Lodge number 877, Highland Falls, New York, in 1923. The recommendation to dismiss General MacArthur was unanimous. It was not the best of times for the craft. Douglas MacArthur was relieved by Lieutenant General Matthew B. Ridgway, who was also a Freemason. Like Bradley, he was a member of West Point Lodge number 877 and was raised on May 1, 1924.